Hello, it's been some time. I wanted to check back in. In general, I'm so much happier and more at peace in myself in a lot of ways. Time has really flown. It was February or April or something that I think I made the first vlog on here. I knew that I was about to embark on something that was challenging and that was going to change me, and I was right, because it has been the toughest thing I've ever had to face in my life. This eating disorder. The eating disorder is just one fraction of it. I'm facing parts of myself that created the disorder in the first place. It's so much more complex. I'm having to untrain certain parts of my mind and then train up other parts. Yes, I'm restoring weight, and yes, I'm overcoming habits and patterns that were quite strong and deeply rooted and rigid inside of me that are really, really challenging to face, and I'm overcoming them, and that's a positive thing. There's also a lot that I really still struggle with. One thing that I've realised is that I might seem like I've got a bit more energy in me now, which I do. On the outside, appearance wise, people might be really happy for me and think, she's better, she's getting better, she looks better, seems better, she's put on weight. All of that is true, but then it almost feels like people change the way they treat you slightly, because now I don't look as ill. Now I don't look as underweight and as weak and fragile. Again, it's true, but it doesn't mean that I'm not still facing so much and battling so much internally. I'm kind of at this weird place in recovery where it's like I'm trying to go out and step out into the world as this healthier version of myself. And by the way, I'm still not technically healthy. I'm still classed as underweight. But I'm trying to, affirm that I'm stepping into the best version of myself. And I am. But there are still certain things I can't do for many different reasons. I still have to be patient with myself, and other people have to be patient with me as well, because I'm just not there yet, but I might look it. So it's like I need other people to be patient with me, and maybe because I don't look like how I used to look and they can see the progression, they think I'm well enough to just be who I was before or just do things normally, and it's like, no, I can't. I'm not 100% there, and that requires me to have boundaries with myself and with others. And so that's been something I've been learning, having boundaries with myself, being compassionate. That has been the message this whole time, is to just be compassionate with myself. I really am putting that into practice every day, and it's hard. There are days where I just can't. I just can't. I just don't know. It's just everything is really hard, but compassion has been something that I've practiced throughout all of this, and it really makes the difference to everything in my life. Everything can become more peaceful. Not overnight. That's another part of compassion. Can't rush this process. Just accept and keep on accepting and keep on accepting. I understand the world we live in, it really just tries to distract us. If we didn't have ADHD to begin with, I think we all have it in some sense. We constantly need to fill the space. We can't just sit there with ourselves. This trains our minds to want to be distracted, to not be able to focus, to not be able to do things with awareness and compassionate concentration. That is just really, really difficult, even when you're really committed and sure about the fact that you want to be this authentic version of yourself. You could want that so much, but you've trained your mind and brain to work in certain ways. So you might only have the focus for about 5 minutes to sit there and meditate, and then you end up giving up, because that's the way you've trained your brain. It's gonna take work, and that's what I'm realizing. I'm on this journey, and it's not a quick journey. It's slow but steady, and slow and steady wins the race. I'm solidifying my foundation. I'm making sure that there are no crumbs left after this. I'm not leaving anything swept under the carpet. There is trauma, there is hurt, there is pain that we all go through in life, and I accept that. But I'm really trying to make sure that I can work on every aspect of myself as I go through these cycles, because it's all patterns. It's all the way I deal with life and perceive life, and so it's going to keep on repeating until I decide to change things and look at things differently. I'm just trying to just do it in the most authentic way and be true to myself. I want to come out of this knowing that I will never go back down that same river. I will never row down that lake again, because I know where it leads to. And now I'm just rowing upstream, and I feel the current against me. I feel the resistance, because I'm trying to get out of something that's so deep rooted and so strong. Like this disorder and these neurological pathways are strong. Like every disorder and every habit and pattern that we've created in our minds that we're used to, like it's strong. Work against it and to try something new is hard, but I know I can do it. And once I've done it, I know I'll never have to go back and I'll be the newest, best version of myself. And I just want to help others. I just really want to help others heal in so many ways. But when I was at my weakest, at my unhealthiest, I was so numb to everything. I didn't even feel, I didn't even think those things. I couldn't think those things. It's weird. It's like, I've always like been very maternal, and like even as a little girl myself, I used to just love babies and children. When I was at my weakest and really unhealthy, like I just was numb. I remember just like seeing a cute puppy or a baby or something like that I know I would have found cute, and just having no emotion, just being like, if anything, irritated, because everything irritated me. And now as I've been starting to get a little bit better, just noticed I can feel again. I can laugh and I can cry. Like I couldn't even really cry. Maybe cry out of irritation, but not cry out of feeling. Like, and now I'm just noticing I'm feeling. Yesterday I cried because I really missed my dad. It was a releasing cry. I haven't felt that in so long, and I think maybe that's my hormones coming back on. It's just a really interesting experience, but it affirms and is evidence that I need the fuel in my body in order to be able to even feel and just have normal human experience and have emotions. I'm definitely overcoming things that I honestly at one point found impossible. I still would say I am in a bit of a hermit mode, and I only step out when I feel like I can. I'm doing way more than I was able to a few months ago, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with putting myself first. If I don't feel up to it, I don't feel up to it. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna put added pressure and added guilt onto myself for not stepping out mentally, physically, spiritually. If I don't want to, I don't want to. I know that when I feel able to, in those moments, I do step out and I do see friends. And I have gone to music events. They've been so magical and healing for me because I knew I was ready to do that. But it's just knowing when I'm pushing myself too far and just being real with myself. That strengthens the relationship that I have with myself. And that's what's so important in recovery, is to strengthen that, because you need to be able to trust yourself. I needed that for my healing because I've never been able to trust myself. I always need reassurance from other people. I always need like someone else to tell me, and it's like, no, I know. I need to trust myself in these moments. I need to stand strong on my own. It doesn't mean that I don't rely on anyone else. It doesn't mean that I don't come to people in times of need, because I do. Trust me, I do. But I need to stand tall and independent as well on my own, and I need to know how that feels. Otherwise, I might overcompensate in other areas where I try and be so in control, independent, that I end up going down the path I went down before. And that's... So I'm at my boyfriend's and I had a little bit of spare time, so I thought I'd carry on this little video here. It is honestly an achievement in itself that I'm even here right now. Like, for months, my partner really had to hold it down and kind of just accept that like I wasn't in my right mind to be a girlfriend. Like, I could barely bring myself out to be like just a fully functioning human being, let alone like be there for others. I really want to be there for everyone, but I know I can't pour from an empty cup. It's really hard to not get upset and put pressure on yourself to still try and do things, but when you physically can't, you just burn out. You're never gonna be able to give in the way that you wanted to give. It's better to focus on yourself and make sure that you are your healthiest so that you can be your best self for others, because your loved ones just want to see you happy and see you healthy, and that's what I've realised. To be here is great. I just gotta set my own boundaries and stick to the things that I need to stick to at the moment. Also, everyone's recovery is different, right? So I love the morning time, waking up early, everyone else being asleep, and just having time to myself to like set the tone for the day. I just love that routine and peace with myself. First, I'll get up and I'll read my book that's on Stoicism. 366 meditations. Each day of the year there's a page. It always seems to align with everything else that I'm doing or something that I needed to hear. I've got these oracle cards. They are the chakra wisdom oracle cards. My boyfriend got me them for Christmas. And usually when you get like a tarot deck or an oracle deck, it will come with like a guide so that you can learn about the cards. They didn't come with one. I went to order them and I thought it was this book, but actually this book turned out to be not the guide. It's like a toolkit. It's a year journey of self-discovery. You use the cards every week. There's a new card and each card has a fable, and on the Monday you'll read the fable. On the Tuesday it'll be something that you do. On the Wednesday I think it's like journaling. On the Thursday there's like an exercise, and on the Friday there's a meditation. Every week there's a new card. It really is helping with my self-discovery. It's weird how in my recovery there's so many things that have come into alignment at the same time that I've been learning this card and asking myself certain questions. I enjoy it so much, so I do that in the morning. And then I also have been reading this book that bridges psychotherapy and Buddhism together. My mum got it for me at the beginning of recovery. I love a lot of Buddhism concepts. I've always been really drawn to it, but also CBT's helped me in my past. It's what I'm using now to recover. Bridging the two, like just it's a bit of me. I've nearly finished that. I journal a lot when I'm reading all these books. As soon as I see something that aligns that I want to remember or that I just really love, I write it in my journal. I went to Cosmos the other day. He's like one of my best mates and we both make music. That's how we met. I love our conversations. We always have some really insightful conversations that get deep, and like that for me is like what I want my relationships to be built on. Like I hate small talk.
People just like, what's the word? They like accessibility, or they like things just like being fed to them easily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People can't be bothered to do all of that. They'd rather just, but I can just go on my phone and go on Spotify. Why have they go out of their way to go on Bandcamp, buy something, download it, have to move it to their phone like it's 2010? Like
everything's so
it's too
quick
easy
now.
Yeah,
and it makes our brain so lazy.
So lazy and fucking just like.
And what I realise is that my brain like it's like we've trained it to get lazy, so my brain likes distraction.
Exactly.
I can't sit there with myself. I'm like, I have to have something on in the background. I have to watch something, but you're not actually taking it in.
I'm so much the same, and it bothers me because I hate that. I'm like, I know I'm better than that. I did it this morning actually. I just brought out my yoga mat and I sat here. I was like, no, we're meditating, bruv. 20 minutes.
Oh my god, like, I love it.
It's like anytime a thought comes into your brain that distracts you, even noises, I was like, you say to yourself, no. I'm here to think nothing, feel like, but then I realised that that's not even like necessarily the version of meditation that works for me. Like, meditation doesn't have to be linear either. It doesn't have to be like it's sitting like this. Meditation is whatever your version of meditation is, to be at one with yourself. For giving yourself time for yourself for like that little moment. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Like David Cho, I watch this guy lots.
100%.
And I think that's what, like, I like little things like that. We don't, like you're saying, I need distractions. I always do. I get brain fog constantly.
Same.
Constantly. I wake up and I'm like, all right, today's going to be a good day. But 10 minutes later, I'm fucking just like, I'm just looking at something and I'm like, oh shit, half an hour's gone by. It's now 9. I'm like, oh fuck. I need to wash. I need to do all of the things. And then I get distracted again reading. I don't know.
But that's literally what's made my disorder so much worse. Is that I'm realising, I'm learning all this stuff about myself, is that I stress out. So I get like, I need to do this, I need to do that, like my brain can't think.
Yeah.
And then I get so overwhelmed, I end up like freezing and not being able to do anything, or like having a breakdown.
Out a bit. Like,
that's literally what I do, like.
Yeah.
And then I can't do anything. And I'm like, this isn't a way of life. Like, I'm meant to enjoy the process. Even if it is a bit, it doesn't go my way all the time. Like, but it's so hard.
No, tell me about it.
But you're right, when you take the moments out and you connect with yourself more and more, and you make that the priority, because it should be a priority.
Yeah, we should.
Then you can make better decisions.
That. Yeah, exactly. I think just being able to like say, oh, but these things don't control my decisions. Put that to the side and like, but do it in your way. That's what I mean. Do it in your way. Like that didn't necessarily work for me this morning. What does work for me is leaving my phone alone and going for a walk. And like just soaking things in as I move, because I think it's just the way my brain functions. I just have to move a bit. I'm not necessarily a sit stiller person. Yeah, that's my way of meditating. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's taking time for myself. Where even when I'm on a walk, I'm not letting nothing distract me. I like my brain to wander. I like my brain to kind of just like soak in the fucking things around me, the noises and everything I see. Yeah, and then I can come back and go, all right, sick. I feel quite inspired now. Let's get to it, whatever. But yeah, I think it's very important. Watching this, he was like, you have to meditate each day.
You do.
And I think nowadays it's just about, alright, like I really want to challenge it for the first time in my life.
I've always known in the back of my head, practice meditation, Char, like practice it, put more effort into it, and I know that will change my life.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
It's so hard.
You just don't, you procrastinate.
Yeah, and I think it's just adding another thing to your life where you're like, oh, but I have to do already so many routine things. I do so much different routinial things each morning.
Exactly.
I'm like, now I have to add another thing to my routine.
For real.
Kind of fucking sets your brain back because you're not used to it. You're just like, oh, I've already got this set. I'm used to this.
But it's like...
It's the most necessary one to assist the other ones, I swear down. Like.
Because if we can do that, then anything else that happens in the day, we can just deal with it.
Yeah, you're a lot more gracious, or like you'll be a lot more, I think, because I think it's just about reflection, isn't it? Because you'll reflect and it'll give yourself the opportunity to go, oh, but yeah, how did I feel this morning when I was like, you know, taking that time for myself? If you didn't take that time for yourself, you'll feel like the whole day is already ahead of you. And it's already, you're chasing the day a bit. That's what happens to me all the time. That's what I think happens. I procrastinate and I'm chasing the day. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then I'm like, oh, but that's me giving up on a day. Well, I shouldn't give up on this. Is like,
and then we put this pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, and then self-guilt, self-esteem, all of that.
But it's when you meditate, that's when I realise nothing fucking matters. And I'm like, literally nothing matters. This is all just, we're just being made to believe that we need to care about this shit, but we don't. Like,
no. Maybe I'm just indoctrinated to believe this way of life is the only way of life, and it's not. Like you're saying, Green Tea went out off grid. She made her little bread, and we can. That's why, like Rocky, he thinks for himself. You gotta do things to think for yourself, fend for yourself, make some money, and where you can individually, you can do this. There's a million ways to do it. I swear, there's a million ways to make money, and then you don't have to do them all. So like, you can do some remotely. You can do some some take more fucking actual hands-on work. Like I watched this film the other day called Dumb Money, and it's all about the guy who did the GameStop thing. He blew up the trade market through GameStop, made fucking millions within a matter of like 2-3 months or like 6 months. Made me think, all he did was study the stock market for a little bit and did the exact same thing that these guys all do, and took a gamble with his life a little bit. My cousin always said to me, you got to gamble big to win big.
Yeah.
And I think we're just like, we get so used to like kind of being protective over what we have. It's scary to even imagine like risking it all in the name of trying to like break away from what we know is like having to get a career. Like this guy here took a gamble and never has to work a day again in his life. Rocky's the kind of guy that thinks of ideas like that, and I think if you think of enough, one of them will land, one of them hits, innit? It always happens, like you see it time and time again.
It really reminds me who I am when I'm with my friends, pushing myself out, go and do the things that I know that I do enjoy. All of this has just allowed me to learn exactly what my body needs and be so much more aware and focused, because when I'm not focused, I'm susceptible to getting caught in emotional thinking, becoming overwhelmed and stressed. Whether it's through a breath, yoga, meditation, jumping in the cold shower, which I've started again. Whatever it is, just taking that moment for myself and being like, be aware in this moment. It's so hard. I think my brain really tries to be distracted all the time. My brain gets lazy. It just likes to daydream. I also am really making the choice. I really want to just live in delusion and express my art in whatever form and just not give a fuck what anyone thinks anymore. That's one thing that not just recovery but even the disorder taught me, was I cared way too much what people thought, but when I was so irritable and so weak, I was just like, I literally can't give a fuck. Like, it turned me quite cold for a little bit. That kind of taught me to be just way more strong in what I want, and to say when I don't like something or when I don't want something, having the inner strength and confidence to do that. But now I can do it in a better, lighter, more gentle way to myself and to others. I want to be able to just not give a fuck. People can think what they want, they can say what they want, but I'm just gonna do me, because all the greatest people that I look up to and admire have done that. I just want to live in that total freedom of flow and just, I don't care. Like, this is life. What is life? I always think about life is weird. Like, do you not just think it's weird? And so I just want to live this life. I just want to explore philosophy and art. Just follow whatever my heart likes and enjoys, and help others do the same, because we all get so caught up in it. I'm devoted to that. Well, it's so sunny outside, and you can probably hear all the seagulls. Also, sorry about the fire alarm. I'm sorry if that's been annoying you. The batteries need to be changed. Anyway, I'm gonna go and enjoy the day. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought I'd check in. I hope you enjoyed some of the conversation that I added in with my brother Cosmo. I got so much music coming as well. I'm just so excited to put out my music, man. My song Chinese Whispers came out a couple months ago as well, so please go and show that love. I'll put that in the link in the description. You know, all this music that I've been making, the meaning and the writing behind it is all coming full circle. I always believe that when I write songs, they're kind of like spells, and I learn from them way after I've written them. I start learning more and more about myself through them. Yeah, there's some good music coming, I promise you, the best I've ever made. I'm not gonna stop. Follow my TikTok as well, because I've been doing some updates on there in my recovery. It's not my music TikTok, at a side of Char. Little side course of Char, and my main is my music one, which is Char_official_. My Insta is maybe it's Char, so you can find me on that. It's me. Ooh, I see the man who is just like me. I heard he was hiding somewhere I can't see, and I'm alone, and I realize when I get home, I wanna, I've forgotten the fucking lyrics. If I should fall on this road to my peace of mind, just know when I'm trying, I know it's me in the way of my peace tonight. Maybe it's fading on my life.
I'm trying to find peace of mind, picking up the pieces of me that I leave behind. Might be the lies, getting caught in my eye, caught up in time. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm blind. Been trying to find peace of mind,